For Off the Block, I'm Vanny Lopes, and we are now joined by Jay Hosack, the head coach of the EIVA champions, George Mason. Let's just let that sit in for 1 second. Jay, it's your first year. George Mason's in the dance again, first time since 1988. You beat St. Francis tonight. Take us through that match and how you guys were able to knock off the Red Flash.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first thing I want to say is hats off to you and congratulations to St. Francis. They had one heck of a year. Their program has taken a number of steps forward from where they've been in recent years that I can remember, and they should be very proud of their program, and Rummy's done a nice job putting this team together. So my hats off to them in their season. Unfortunately, it ended tonight, but that doesn't diminish how much work they put in the course of the year. But, you know, our guys have just really put the process and put the systems in place, and you know, I couldn't be more proud of the way that they executed. They're doing some really nice things right now, and you know, we're just continuing to train and continuing to get better. And you know, I look forward to seeing who's going to be across the net next.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I want to talk about one of the players who I know, talking previously, really bought in the system, in Jack Wilson. 20-plus kills in the night, hit more than 400, and this coming from a player who really isn't even a full-time starter. Can you just talk about what he's meant to the team this season and how he was able to be so successful tonight?
Well, you know, when our middle attack is doing pretty well, it takes a little pressure off him. But, you know, when we're being pushed off the net a little bit because the serves are coming at us pretty fast, you know, Jack's got to carry a large load. And so, you know, he's a big kid. He jumps well. He's got a nice arm. And, you know, he finds the court. He does a nice job of just trying to beat it through the block a little bit here and there. And he plays big boy volleyball on a lot of levels. So, you know, and you're right. Jack has not been the absolute starter all year long. It's been him and Paco. And they're both been doing a really nice job, you know, kind of supporting each other. Whoever's on the court, the other one's really happy, and you know, as long as the team is winning, nobody cares. So, yeah, it's a good moment. I'm really happy and proud for those guys.
Yeah, and you look at kind of the stats of your team's offense, especially in the last couple of weeks. Your attack percentage numbers have seemed to go up. Brian Nygaard, your center, was named the EIVA Tournament Most Outstanding Player. With Brian, was there just something that seemed to click the last couple of months, or what's really been the reason for your guys' success and his success offensively?
Well, I'll tell you, first and foremost, our passers are keeping us in system an awful lot. You know, Jonny Gomes made first team all conference as a libero, and he's been keeping us in system an awful lot. You know, Christian and Robbie are both pretty good passers too. So, you know, the servers are being pressed a little bit to go a little harder than maybe they're used to. And you know, when we're in system, we can run the offense pretty much any way we want. Brian's just taking what's given to him and making it work the best he can. I don't really have many conversations with him. We discussed a few things here and there about what we want to accomplish, but you know, for the most part, he's a pretty well-trained setter. I mean, he's on the Puerto Rican junior national team, and you know, he's got a bright future professionally after he's done playing in college. So, you know, Brian's pretty accomplished already as it is.
Now, well, talking about your team, we talked about the offense, but defensively, Jonny Gomes 20 digs on the night. You know, can you just talking about his story a little bit? I know they played at Belmont Abbey, transferred to George Mason. May not have played a whole lot at the beginning of the season, but what was it about you that kind of that you saw in him that led to you putting him in the starting lineup?
Well, at the beginning of the year, we had 3 liberos, and you know, I'm a huge fan of competition in the gym. I think it breeds progression. And I told all 3 at the beginning of the year, it's anybody's job. I don't have anybody as a favorite. And Johnny, in the first couple of weeks, was trying a little harder maybe than he should, and he wasn't even our starting libero in the fall. We had a couple other guys that were stepping up to that plate. But you know, once season started, and Johnny was the most consistent in the gym and practices, and we decided to give him a shot. And he's earned that position throughout the course of the year. And, you know, again, hats off to our guys for running the systems and believing in the schemes that we're running. Because Johnny he knows how to stay home, you know, and when you watch teams that are good at defense, they anticipate some things and move around. But really, for the most part, if your block is doing the right things, then all your defense has to do is just be around it, the ball will come to you. So he's been real patient, and we're real excited about that. And you know, he's one of those kids. He's diehard. You know, he's a football player growing up. And he's one of those kids, he doesn't care how hard the ball's hit at him. He's going to stick in there and take one and hopefully get it up in the air. He's done it all year long.
Yeah. And, Coach, looking at this season, the start of the season, you played a really tough non-conference schedule. And really, because of that, you had a little bit of a misleading record. I think first month of the season, you were 1-6. But at that point in late January, was there a moment that you had with your team, or did you discuss, just kind of forgetting about non-conference and focusing on conference? How were you able to get your team focused for conference play so you could still have this success late in the season?
Well, we were just trying to work the systems. We were trying to figure out what our identity was and what our personality was going to be. And, we had talked about an end product that we wanted to put out on the floor. And, you're putting all those things together, playing against teams that have been together for a while. It's pretty tough to be successful, And you can catch fire here and there, but really the bottom line is that once you play in the system for a while and you understand how it works, then all of a sudden things kind of come a little bit easier. I think that started to happen right after the first time we played St. Francis this season, and we came here to Penn State. And, even though we lost, I thought we played a really good match. I think that was the turning point in my eyes.
Yeah, and for your players, did you get a sense from them really in the second half of the season that they really felt that they could win the EIVA tournament championship?
Well, I think they knew that they were good at times and probably could have competed for it. I think there's obviously some cautionary thoughts here and there about, hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's make the dance first in the EIVAs, and then let's take it one step at a time. And I've been I'm really impressed by the way our guys don't overlook anybody. They respect all of our opponents very well. They understand that they've got to play the game just as much as we do, and whether we're playing a top-ranked team or a unranked team, it doesn't matter. The other team deserves our respect, and I think our guys bought into that. And I think as the season moved along, they were like, well, if we're respecting everybody else, then we got to earn the respect from everybody else on our side. I think that's what they've done.
Yeah. And Coach, watching the match online, one of the interesting things that stood out to me, I wonder if it's part of your coaching philosophy or maybe I'm looking too much into it, but when they presented the EIVA championship trophy, your players were there all around. I didn't see you there. Is that just part of you as a coach wanting that to be your players' moment and they're the ones who earned it, or was it just a matter of you were somewhere else?
No, it was a calculated moment. I wanted my guys to hoist that trophy on their own because they're the ones that are on the floor. It's all about them. It's all about my assistant coaches. I'm one person who is, maybe moving the pieces around a little bit for the most part, but they're all the ones that are on the floor every day and working hard for each other. So I wanted them to have that moment. And then afterwards, I asked them if I could hold that trophy because I wanted to go to the fans that were in the stands and the alumni that came in from out of town and drove a long way. And, Moyo Cason was inducted into the EIVA Hall of Fame tonight. He played back in the days in 1985 or so when they were winning championships. I thought it was pretty cool that he got to be a part of this whole championship tonight. So I wanted to go over to them and hold up the trophy in front of them because they all supported us throughout the year, win, lose, or draw, and that was calculated as well. And then after that, it's right back to the players. It's their trophy.
Yeah. Were you at least able to get an EIVA championship hat?
Yeah, those hats are... it's a running joke amongst all the teams that ever wear those things. They're not functional hats. They're more of kind of a. So
we will not see you in the hat. Oh, so we won't see you in that hat.
I wouldn't wear that thing in a windstorm. I'll tell you that.
So we can now confirm that you will not be wearing that hat on the sidelines during the NCAA tournament. All right, Coach. Well, one final question. We'll let you go on this. You kind of look at the NCAA tournament, the field, the seeding. I know that there's a lot of talk whether you guys will be the number 5 seed, number 6 seed. Do you have a preference? Do you care at all, or is it more just a matter of put out the bracket and we'll roll with whoever we're playing?
I was asked that same question tonight in the media room afterwards, the press conference. My answer is the exact same. I don't care who we play. I told my guys all year long that when we do things right, I'll take anyone, anywhere, anytime, and I'll let the chips fall where they may. I've said it to you, and I've said it to everybody else as well. In order to be the best, you've got to beat the best. So I'll take whatever they give me. I don't care. Our guys don't care. Our fans don't care, and that's not a disrespect about who we think we're going to play. It's about it doesn't matter anymore. It's great volleyball from here on out. We're really excited to be a part of it all and represent Mason Nation and Mason volleyball in general.